like some steak because, this is a thick one. It's thick. It's Wagyu. It's like, the best of the best, okay? And if you like steaks like I like steaks, you don't like, when they're like, this is like a sirloin or something, or they got these like weird cuts, and you're like, yeah, that's not a good steak. It's not a good steak. And we got a lot of preaching out there. It's kind of the same thing. That's not really a good steak. But tonight, Ephesians, I've got something good for you guys. And this is actually a little precursor for Sunday for what I believe the Lord was sharing with me to share with you guys. And so Ephesians 3, and I'm going to read from the New Living Translation. And what I want to do tonight is I want to, the thing that I love about Scripture is that it's always taking you somewhere, okay? It's always building, and it's always trying to take you to a new place. It's trying to walk you out of where you are or where you've been and walk you into more of the fullness of God, okay? And that's what we see here in Ephesians. And I'm going to read you this last part first, which is 3 verse 19. And this is the last part of the verse. It says, "Then you will be made complete with all the fullness and life and power that comes from God," okay? I'm going to read that again because it's a lot just in that one sentence. But it says, "Then you will be made complete with all the fullness of life and power that comes from God." Okay? Now, the reason I want to start with that verse is because what we're about to read takes us to this point, and it builds that we can actually walk in, that we can actually obtain and be made complete with the fullness of life and the power that comes from God, okay? Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is because a lot of times we feel or we perceive that our life is not this. We think that our life is not complete, is not filled with fullness, does not have life, and that you're lacking the power that comes from God, okay? That's the thing is a fallen world, the things we go through, everything we experience around us is trying to frame our mind and trying to get us to side with the fall, okay? So everything's trying to pull us down, trying to get us to side with the fall. And then we have Paul and we have Ephesians that's trying to talk us out of the fall and talk us into the fullness of the gospel, into the fullness of the cross, okay? So here's the thing. This scripture right here is trying to tell us that every one of us, okay, everyone here, everyone online, that you can be made complete, first of all, and that you can have the fullness of life flowing in you from the power that comes from God, okay? So I want to start with this by saying